Coming in at number 2 on our list is Faker from SKT. All of us have Faker at number 2, and I don't think anyone's disputing whether or not Faker is the best player of all time. Any other player in the top 3, we're just going to heap praise on them over and over again. But I think for Faker in particular, we have to talk about why he's not number 1. What has changed for Faker this year?
Yeah, and it says a lot about Faker as a player and a name that when you put him second overall in the top 20 list, you still have to criticize him and explain why. Because he's used to be number 1, you know, for basically everyone at all time. So I think with Faker, right now, it's a lot of different things. I don't think there's any like major thing that stands out. First of all, it's a team where a lot of these players up in the top have like fantastic junglers around them or fantastic supports to back them up. Faker doesn't have a fantastic jungler behind him at all. The SKT lineup really struggles on that position. So very often he's actually alone in that mid lane. And Faker, the way he's always played and will always play, is very, very aggressive. He takes trades. He doesn't just sit back. He wants to fight. When he doesn't have a jungler to back him up and the enemy jungler can camp him, you actually see Faker die in the laning phase sometimes when he doesn't have to, give away early kills he doesn't have to. And that is definitely a criticism for Faker. But I want to see this guy, you know, just get a fantastic jungler next to him, and I think he can instantly go back up, and that's the crazy thing about Faker.
And I think it's the smaller things in Faker's game right now as well. You mentioned the early deaths, but there are things like he won't leave lane when his Chung diff is against a freeze at the moment because he knows that if he falls behind, the game starts falling out of control for SKT. And in my opinion, he's just trying to reach that little bit too far at the moment. He's getting caught with his hand in the cookie jar. In saying that, the things that this guy does well is like the list just goes forever. And I think that the thing that still stands out for me is when he is in control of a lane, you are completely shut out as an enemy mid laner. You're consistently in kill range of this guy, and it doesn't matter whether he's playing assassin, control mage, you know, supportive style on Lulu. If the wave is on his side of the map, he is so good at controlling that.
Exactly. Faker still is able to run away with games, but I think if we're just kind of justifying his number 2 placement, he didn't win MVP in either of the splits, and there is a player that seems to work better with the team in the current meta and in this current world. So it's like Faker is still an absolutely insane player, and in a sense, we are punishing him because he's not able to work with Blank. Whether that's Blank not necessarily playing the same way, but because Faker is alone, he pushes a little bit too far, and that causes him to make errors with his exceptional skill set.
And that's the thing everyone needs to understand. When we have players this high up on the list, you know, we're looking at so small things that kind of makes the difference between the best player in the world, the second best player, the third best player. A lot of it comes down to, again, how they're set up by their teams. And it will always come down to that because some players will just be set up to carry. They get resources, they get help, they have vision around them, have everything they need, and they look great. And that's why they, you know, go high on the list. Faker, in this case, despite having, honestly, a great split. If you look at his individual performance, like his numbers are crazy. He's second highest damage per minute in all of LCK. And funny enough, only bang above him right now. Faker is still doing extremely well. He's winning his lane very often, but because of the team, because of the setup, because of the situation with his jungler, he just falls slightly down, but it's also because the guy above him is just perfect, honestly.
So Faker, number 2 overall on our list, the best ranked mid laner, 2-time world champion, but ranks number 2 on our list. That'll do it for Faker.